doing this. The person you were before does not define the person you are now. 2 years ago, I was in a relationship where I met a version of myself that I didn't know before, which then led me to failing and hurting someone that I was supposed to care for and protect. I can't say this as an excuse, but I can say that a lot of what I caused in this relationship came from everything that I witnessed growing up, such as like unhealthy and toxic relationships, which shaped my mind and made me think that everything that I was doing was normal. My childhood definitely had a big impact on my behavior because, as I said, I grew up witnessing a lot of a lot of unhealthy things. And so not only my childhood influencing my behavior, but also how that relationship changed me for the worse, and then how when I lost the relationship, it became my reason to choose to grow and become a better person. Because growing up, all I was surrounded by was toxic relationships in my family. Like, I constantly witnessed like my siblings argue with their significant other, or just anger issues from my sister, the pettiness and the hypocrisy that sometimes they would bounce off each other, the guilt tripping, giving ultimatums, and then people staying and getting even with their significant other instead of just leaving and walking away. So because of this, I never really saw what a healthy relationship looked like, and so I thought that those behaviors were normal. And obviously they weren't, but this was my first serious relationship, and at the beginning everything was going great, but as it became more serious, I found out that she had lied to me about something. And so in that moment when I figured it out, I felt hurt and upset, obviously, as one would. But instead of leaving, I chose to stay. And so staying after finding out that I've been lied to about something caused my guard to go up, and it changed how I viewed the entire relationship. And so after that, my insecurities turned into jealousy. I would start becoming a lot more jealous of things. I would honestly, I'd always call and text and ask, oh, where are you, who are you with, all of that. And so then the jealousy led me to become controlling and toxic toward my partner. I questioned everything and constantly second guessed the relationship. And so that made I believed my behavior was normal because it's exactly what I grew up witnessing in my childhood. So over time I became such an unrecognizable version of myself, and it honestly wasn't something that I liked because I knew what I was doing was hurting her. But because that's what I witnessed my siblings doing, just acting this way to their partners, but their partners still staying and them still staying because I guess leaving is harder, which is understandable. But I just knew that I had to stop and that I had to let her go, because she was trying to leave and I just wouldn't let her. And so it was just not helping the both of us. And so finally, after her constantly trying to leave, eventually I had to let her go and I lost the relationship. And then I felt fine the first 2 months. People think, oh yeah, it's no big deal, right? You're fine. But later on it's only because I was distracted, only because soccer season was going on and I was surrounded by people almost every day, and I didn't have time to sit and think by myself and let the feelings kind of take over and just let me feel what I needed to feel about the whole situation. And so then after, the season was over and I was back to being alone most of the time, I started feeling, and I started to actually really think about like everything that happened. And so I started thinking, losing her forced me to look at myself and realize how much I had changed and how it was not good at all in a good way. And so, like, I recognize that while my past explains where my behaviors come from, it doesn't excuse the hurt that I caused to her. That loss became my wake-up call to take accountability and to change for the better. So losing that relationship pushed me to finally work on myself. I chose to unlearn the toxic patterns that I grew up around and focus on becoming better. I can't change what happened, but I can control how I move forward. And today I'm proud of the person I'm becoming and committed to breaking the cycle of unhealthy relationships.
Thank you.